what we are learning here, we are learning something called environmental ethics. Tourism needs ethical principle. Manufacturing, industrialization needs some ethical principle. Good manufacturing practices. Anything needs ethics, do's and don'ts. We need a checklist. So basically this whole area today is conservation ethics. Eco-conservation, ethics of eco-conservation. Why should we really conserve these species in their natural habitat, in the natural ecosystem? Because they have no lawyers. They cannot hire anyone. Recently, High Court has given a verdict that animals should be treated on par with humans. They also have human rights, animal rights. But this may be one way of looking at the things. But we have to consider ourselves as just one species. Our name is Homo sapiens sapiens. We are primates. One among 3 million catalogued species on Earth, and one among more than 100 to 200, 300 million estimated number of species, because we have just touched the tip of the iceberg in cataloging of the species, because these days students with interest in hard field work are not coming forward. That's why everywhere in every country there is a crying need of field workers and field taxonomists. So the rate at which new species are being described is very, very small, and the rate at which species are becoming extinct is very high. So the sixth biosphere, scientists fear, we will be responsible for its extinction, nobody else. And the effort today at a very micro level, which Pradeep, who is one of my best students, I can say, best in the sense other marched in different direction to become successful, become rich, become famous. He remained in this field and he started all this. He is on contract basis, but basically he is very passionate about conservation of nature and natural resources, culture and cultural heritage. So it is a passion, because basically he is a singer, he is an artist at heart. And I was pressurizing him. I was saying, you are doing this, you are doing that, sacred groves. Why not my area? I can see now 5 lakhs rupees was the trade volume of these mushrooms in 86 when I started market survey. By contacting people, I had informers in all places. I used to phone them and ask, how many mushrooms have come today and how many are sold? What was the price? Write down, 87, 88, full time series. And today by internet, WhatsApp, last 3-4 years, I am getting all the inputs from Sakri market, Honda market, Waipoi market, Kankona market, Kepe market, Kutsade market. I immediately get it, including photographs. So thousands of photographs, thousands of these data sets ultimately lead to one conclusion. Today the trade is uncontrolled, unregulated, illegal. This year it will be 10 crore rupees. Imagine buying one single oime for 10 to 15 rupees, which has 90% water. So in other words, you are buying just a few grams of this fungal protein for such an astronomical price of 15 rupees per piece. This year the price may shoot up to even 1500 rupees a packet. And all the people who have joined this trade unregulated by bribing and doing all sorts of things, they do not have to invest a rupee. You go out, identify the habitat, that is the termite hill, somewhere, private, government forest, anywhere, and just sort them, pack them, load them on tempos, buses and all, and bring to the stand there and sell them and make quick money. In Panjim, in one evening, I was sitting in the garden and watching the trade for 4 hours, from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock, till they exhausted. I could see not less than 4 lakhs rupees by 4 people. So almost 70 to 80,000 they made in 4 hours. You just tell me which other trade is there which can give you a cash of so high. So the pressure is very high and nobody is going to listen to you and me. Nobody is going to listen. My father, before his death, he fought with me. He accused me of stealing his favorite mushrooms from him. We fought on that. He hated me. Till last minute he was hating me, saying, your research has finished my favorite mushroom. So this is my family problem. If my own father hates me because of my PhD research, you can imagine your daughter, your son, your wife, your aunt, your grandfather, how much they will hate you for attending this meeting and trying to get yourself converted to a religion where only microscopic people are trying to save this planet from all these types of evil temptations. Eating this wild edible mushroom is a temptation. I have no problem if you are inside a forest, BMC members from Sangam, KPM are inside a forest, you have 1,000 mushrooms on the ant hill and you take 200, 300, nothing is going to happen. What is known as sustainable exploitation. But your wife or son tells you, Papa or Daddy, इतली ओळमी आहात ती रोहिणीचेर मातशी वचून रस्त्यार रावता फुडें बांदून एक 7-8 रुपया कॅश येतली घरा. दॅट इज द प्रॉब्लेम. It is just like our coastal belt, where I used to go and play with my friends in Kalangut, Kandolim, Mandre, Murji. Today they don't allow me to step in because they are sleeping in veranda and the whole house has been given on lease. They are stranger in their own land because they want money, 1 lakh rupees per month, 80,000 per month. So they just ask me to stop outside the gate and they say that their guest will be disturbed if I step in. Imagine I have been thrown out by my friends because they want money. Before Goa is thrown out of this whole planet under the rising ocean, this is a clarion call which I am giving you before I leave this world. And let it be recorded here. That if these species are not saved along with so many places, habitats, where various warriors and activists are fighting day in and day out, with small things, not very big things, at their village level, ward level. I am telling you the time is very fast running out and no politician is interested. In fact, in 2004-05 when I presented similar type of presentation in the Mycological Society of India's National Mushroom Symposium, all scientists said that we never thought about it, about conservation. We just publish our papers, forget about from where we got our samples. Most of the NGOs, they just take data and they make a lot of money. They have no ethics. All NGOs have become corrupt. Those who are working with project funds and all, I have seen their working inside and out. I don't trust any NGO today. Because there is something called ethics. Ethics is, you have to put a price on your head and say, this is my price. And once you say that your price is death, then people are afraid of you. And nobody will be able to take on the face of truth. So this is truth, scientific truth. After 30 years of research, every scientist who is working in this area is with me today, invisibly. And I have full support of International Mycological Association, International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources, United Nations Environmental Program, Ministry of Forest and Environment and Forest, Government of India, Professor Madhav Gadge, and you name anyone in biology. They are all, their blessings and support right now is there here with me. And I will be finishing this very fast because they are mostly pictorial graphicals. That's why I did a lot of background talk. Next. Now you see this. This is a slap on Republic of India's left and right cheek. These are very poor countries. Many of these are unstable countries with military rule and dictatorship. These poor countries, impoverished countries with 60-80% illiteracy, poverty, refugees, they love their resources. They bring out postal stamps and then they showcase their Termitomyces species. And in India, in Goa, we consume, we defecate, and we forget about the species. Next day. This is my country today. No respect for biological wealth, no respect for genetic diversity, no respect for gene pool, no respect for people who are doing in-depth research. And these countries, they love their species. They put them on their country's postage stamps, which are in high demand by enthusiasts, philatelists, scientists, biologists, students, teachers, all over the world. And this is just a sample. There are more than 300-400 such stamps. But I have picked up only the stamps from different African countries to indicate to you Africa is going in one direction, India is going in basically indifferent direction. Next. So this is what I have told you, that trade is going to increase because of craving. Next. So you see that these women mostly who sell, they sell other things also during other seasons like bananas, cucumbers, and the agents give them these packets. Next. But FDA went and raided some gadas near the Goa Medical College because they were afraid that some sort of contaminated food is being. Do you know 400 different bacterial, fungal contaminants are associated with termitomyces which are sold in that dirty state? Which FDA, which CCP, which municipal inspector has ever checked it? Next. And they do nothing about ecology, biology. I will tell you a joke. Of course, this is not a joke. You will not laugh at it. It is a very silly joke. When I started my work, PhD in 86 June, I did not know how to approach the problem. Means I was asked to collect samples from market and samples from field. For field sampling, I had to build a massive network of informers and local guides. Fortunately, I had them in the right place in Sattari, Sangem, Kankona, Western Ghats and other talukas also. Except Anjaniva Island, I have seen all the parts of Goa during 6 years of my field work, every season. And this was not restricted to only termitomyces, but all wild edible mushrooms. So when I started asking them for samples, at 2-3 places, they told me in local languages, Baba, तातून शिकपाचें बी काय ना, ती खावपाची. Means there is nothing. I said, Maga shikpa ke 5 di mage. I mean, my argument went like this. Why should I buy all 100? I don't want to eat. Sell me only 5 mushrooms. Maga 5 kore di mage. Maga shikpa jay mage university. Na baba, na ami dina. Tatun poy nahi khawpache kay na tatun. Shikpache kay na tatun. Tatun khawpache. Exactly. Tatun shikpache kay na khawpache is our permanent political slogan in Goa. Politics khawpache. शिकपाचे काय ना. Same attitude. Because we hate knowledge and knowledgeable people in our state. They make other countries bright and rich. Every Goan you see abroad, settle abroad, how much he or she is respected. So this is the reality today. If there is something wrong in the genes. Next. So I tried to educate them, but they were helpless because they are also very poor, and I really feel pity for them. I am not against any one of them. I am very sorry. But they are helpless because they know that they have to make an earning out of this, but the agent takes 80%, they take 20%. Next. And we do, because our university has 10 species of termitomyces, and whenever possible we collect, we leave 80%, 60% in the natural habitat and rest we study for our science. Next. So this is 1 year's crop in our campus, full, a collage. Next. Then I have a paper called Mushroom Biotechnology. Some of my students are still sitting here who are taking that course, where we teach them oyster mushroom and other mushroom cultivation, swarm production and all. For 50 marks, they earn the 2 credits. Next. So this is how they have worked on local termitomyces mushroom crop. And we did huge amount of this training, research and education, and really means train them well so that when they go back to their respective villages and talukas and all, 5-6 of them are here now, they will be able to transmit the message across. Next. Next. Now these are all 100 YouTube videos are there, so I was wondering why really this talk is necessary, since videos are already there and people can watch all the time. If we give the video links to BMC committee members, they can educate themselves. But no problem, every year when we get the specimen, I ask my students, Sujata Dabolkar is here, she is my official videographer. Rosie, she is busy. Earlier she used to also have a lot of patience with me to take videos and all. Now she realizes the importance of all this, because I always used to tell her that please have a vision of future, because we will be remembered by our good work and not selfish work, but these videos are free and more than 200 countries have used these videos. You can see it from Google, YouTube video statistics. Next. So 120 to 180 million years, the patrons of these mushrooms called termites, they evolved. Next. So this is all about a social insect community. I love them and I hate them. I hate them because they came inside my house, and the first attack they made was a file which had most important papers on termitomyces. So I told my wife, see the contradiction. The first white ant attack in my house in university was on termitomyces file. So what they wanted to send a message? They must be punishing me for actually consuming in past lots of these edible mushrooms. Okay, then other termites took over and they finished my old albums, my film negatives, and finally I came to the conclusion that these social insects love me so much that wherever I go, I see them in my house. So it may be indirect way of expressing their love or affinity towards me. Perhaps they want to eat me alive, God knows, and convert me some way into Termitomyces species. I do not know. But I will definitely leave a will behind where I will write down these words, that when my ashes are gathered, please sprinkle some of the ashes on termite mound. So I will be one with them. Okay, so this is the division of labor or division of sexes and caste in termitomyces, termite system. There is a queen. It is a matriarchal society. There is a king, primary king, and there is a secondary queen. If the first one dies, and it is a factory of eggs, she lays down something like 300 eggs per day, from which these workers and soldiers come. There is a division of labor. The soldiers defend the anthill. The workers build the anthill, repair it, maintain the gardens and all. And the being reproductive, you can see after first rain, pakachamuyo, the boys, girls, they all run here and there, pakachamuyo. So these are the pakachamuyo, both the sexes, males and females. So they mate and build the new termite hill, and there they start the fungus comb next. So this is what scientists have studied and published recently, 2015. And everything has been given their life cycle, how termites build a massive anthill, hundreds of times size of their body. The great biologist Richard Dawkins, Professor Antonio Mascarenhas must be knowing that Richard Dawkins is a famous writer also. He has written a book, sir, called Extended Phenotype, where he compares this as superorganism termites, because they do bioturbation, they turn over the soil in the tropical belt. So here you see how they inoculate, because you will see that they need the spores. Many times politicians, minister also asked me, because forest minister called me, Pandurang Raut, and said in one meeting, Kamat sir, ती अळमी पिड्यार जावची ना ती रोडणीचेर दवरली जाल्यार कुसतली मरे ती खावपाक जाय मरे काडून. आमकां MLA सगळे विचारता आमकां की ती कित्याक लोकांक त्रास करता तुमी रानान काय म्हणून काडपाक. So I just told him that why you are fishing ban? We fish. Why you are allowing fish to mate and breed and multiply? So then he realized that there is something called recruitment. Then I told him that the mushrooms are consumed by termites. They grow that farm. Every year they need new vigorous seeds, which is not possible except sexual stage. And that is how you can see those nodules, which is asexual stage. There are two, you can see ball like this one. I don't have a pointer here, but you can put the cursor on the fungal nodules there. Yeah, there. That is their vitamin, nutrition, protein, amino acids. Because the wood has negligible nitrogen. So they get nitrogen from proteins here. They eat the asexual stage is there for 10 months. Don't forget, BMC members. So for 10 months you will not see any mushrooms. When the rain comes, the termite, the planet's most ancient farmers along with leaf cutting, leaf harvester ants, they get the urge to produce new vigorous seeds called basilospores. Each mushroom, Termitomyces, produces 2 to 4 billion basilospores. Now you will wonder, so many basilospores, every termite mound will have 3, 4, 500, some have 1,000. Multiply a billion by 1,000. So many basilospores. Why Kamath cannot imagine now so many 800 termite hills are there in 1 hectare of forest. So why is worried? Why is worried? So many are there. Yes, but you forget something. Do you know how many eggs a female crab in the mangrove ecosystem lays? This single crab. When you see gaboyoche nuste in market, the row is laden with not less than 5 to 20,000 baby fish inside. So एक गाबोळीचे नुस्तें आमी खाता 20,000 आमी पोराय बी आमच्या पोटान वता गाबोळी. Because in the food chain all this is consumed out of the basilospores produced by these snails, beetles, they consume 60-70%. The full food chain, food web depends on proteins in basilospores. Remaining 10-20%, if termites get, they forage at night, they come out and they pick up and take inside. Any decomposed mushroom tissue they take it inside and inoculate on that compost which they make from chewed wood and saliva and fecal matter. And it grows there just like Dr. Kurade's button mushroom factory